Welcome to the dumbest smart guy podcast on the planet. This is the Central Unintelligence Podcast.
Oh, yeah. What's going on? Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of the Central Unintelligence Podcast. My name is Josh, here today with a good buddy, Adam.
Yes, we're going to get, let's get expletive redacted in here.
Expletive deleted, expletive redacted.
Yeah.
Redacted. We're going to Epstein files this, and everything's just going to be redacted. This whole episode will be bleeps, and that'll be it. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about some more Middle East updates and stuff that I wanted to talk about, specifically related to the upcoming funeral week, I guess is what it is, in Iran with the Ayatollah, the former Ayatollah.
So is this a whole week affair, or is it only one day, or has it been elevated because of this skirmish between the U.S. and Iran?
So the way that it was explained to me, because I'm not a Muslim, so I don't fucking understand. I don't know innately what this is, but the way it was explained to me was that it starts on the 4th and goes through the 9th of July. And the 4th through, like, I don't know, the 8th is kind of like a wake. Like, it's just like it's a giant wake. It's like a multi-day wake that's taking place across multiple nations, like in the Middle East. I mean, Iraq, Iran, obviously.
And for someone that is the Ayatollah, are they the equivalent of, say, in Catholicism, the Pope, or is it different because they're more politically involved and not just in a religious, they're not just limited to the religious capacity, they're also politically involved? So what? Yeah.
So it's actually a lot more complex than a lot of people have been giving it. Iran is not like this, and I'm glad you actually asked that question, because it's a fucking really good question. Iran, as far as my understanding and everything that I've done, is not as dictatorship as like we've all been kind of led to believe. The Ayatollah is, yes, the top religious sort of like figure, right? He's kind of like the equivalent of the Pope and the president in one position or whatever. However, he's not like, it's not like the Ayatollah says this shit and you got to do it. It's not like North Korea. Everything that I've ever been told about in mainstream shit with regarding Iran has been that it's like North Korea. That that Kim Jong-un shit that they do is what they do for the Ayatollah. But that is not true at all. Ironically, Iran is somewhat a lot more democratic than a lot of people think. And the way it kind of works internally is, as at least that I've seen, is that the Ayatollah kind of like just manages all the factions when it comes to like the governance of the country. There's multiple different factions. There's majorities, there's minorities, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like it's a parliamentary type system. And for the most part, it's kind of almost like a council where every party has like a seat at the council. And the Ayatollah, if there's a disagreement amongst the council and they can't come to something like a unanimous or a majority decision, then the Ayatollah decides what will happen. He takes the advice of all the parties. They each plead their case and say what they believe they think should go and this and that. And then the Ayatollah then decides to, make the decision based on whatever information he was given, right? It's a lot more of a, like I said, democratic process. It's not like democracy though. It's not, I don't want to get people to get all fucked up and think, oh, this guy fucking sucks Iran's dick. He loves her. No, I'm not about that. I'm a type of person that wants to understand and like be aware of how things operate, because I think the best way for us to get out of this situation is to understand who we're up against, we got our fucking selves in this situation. Now we got to figure out how to get out. So instead of just balls deep going in and just continuing the same bullshit that doesn't work, why not let's understand our quote unquote enemy and figure out how they operate and understand how they operate so we can make a deal that's good for us and good for them. I mean, I just think, like we said in the last episode, I don't think the president has people around him who are giving him good sound advice or who are experts on Iranian politics, culture, government. I don't think that there's anyone in the fucking administration that knows what they're talking about. Because if there were, I think there would be a lot of different decisions that would have been made going into this. But I myself am not an expert. As we say, we're amateur historiologists, so, I'm an armchair. I'm an armchair fucking political analyst or whatever you want to call it.
But a hair above the casual newsgoer or anybody,
I guess, yeah.
Anybody.
But anyways, so the way that works is he was a beloved figure. I mean, regardless of what people say in the media about him, the Iranian people generally, prior to the war starting back at the end of February, the internal real polling numbers were like 70+% of the population supported the Iranian government. So the fact that we got all this stuff saying that it was the opposite, that 70% were against the government, that shit turned out to just be a fabrication and it was not true. Now that we've started this war, the number for support of the government has only gone up. But anyways, the Ayatollah himself has been a beloved figure by the majority of the people. I mean, they're expecting 50 million people to attend this fucking this event, this funeral procession or whatever. So that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of fucking people.
At 50 potential new enemies that the United States has created.
Well, correct, yeah. And now there's a lot of concern and talk about what the Israelis were doing prior to a lot of this stuff and trying to, it's been confirmed now that they did try to assassinate a lot of the Iranian delegation that was doing the negotiations regarding the MOU. They tried multiple times to assassinate them. The Pakistanis kind of got involved and gave them all a heads up and said like, hey, this shit's going down, here's what they're doing. And supposedly the Pakistanis actually told the Iranians how the Israelis were tracking everybody and how they were targeting them so well. And if you'll notice, since kind of about the halfway point of the war, the legit assassination successful rate has gone down quite a bit in regards to what Israel's been capable of doing. Now, I think that's what they did, is they just changed up what they were doing of whatever it was Israel was able to track them. I don't know what that was. I'm sure it was some sort of technological means that they had. And now they've gone back to the dark ages essentially. And, they're doing, the rumor is, Mojtaba Khamenei, the new Ayatollah, he basically has just been using pen and paper and couriers to send shit out.
It's not bad.
That's how Osama bin Laden evaded the U.S. government in Pakistan for so long. Was from not using any technology, and just everything was handwritten and sent out orders by courier, which he was able to evade detection for a decade, essentially, by the United States and hide out. So, also there is something to be said for the Pakistanis being all buddy with us. You motherfuckers did harbor basically the greatest fucking enemy of the United States in the last 20 years that we had, who was on paper responsible for 9/11. Or is the guy we were being told was responsible for 9/11, right? Whether it was actually true or not, who knows? But the Pakistanis did harbor that motherfucker in Pakistan. They knew he was there. They fucking knew he was there, I guarantee you. But anyways, regardless. That's why we had to go in on this mission without letting them know, because they would have just told him and he would have fucking left.
Why do you think they were selected amongst the countries in the Middle East? Because certainly you would imagine countries like Saudi Arabia would be affiliated with us, so it's like Iran would be like, fuck no, we're not going to have them be a mediator. I guess the Emiratis, I don't know where, I guess they would probably be in alignment with Iran, so they'd be like, nah, for the U.S., it'd be like, no, we can't have them as a mediator. So and Lebanon would be out of the question.
One of the reasons is because the president, or was he the prime minister? Yeah, he's the prime minister of Pakistan, Shehbaz Sharif. And there's this other General Munir, I think his name's Munir. Yeah, Asim Munir. He is the chief of the army, right? Those two guys actually have a pretty good relationship with like Trump and like people in the cabinet already. That's part of the reason why I think they were kind of like to take the lead, because it's like, hey, everyone else in the Middle East, fucking Israel does not like them because they're too close to the U.S. Mm-hmm. The Pakistanis have always kept like kind of an arm's distance, but like kind of, hey, okay, we're cool. So they were the most neutral sort of party that everybody was hoping that Israel would just kind of say, okay, let's whatever. They're not like, they're not super anti-Israel, and that also Iran, they're not also super anti-Iran. They were kind of like buddies a little bit with both sides. So it was kind of like the natural thing. The Qataris have also kind of gotten involved recently with this MOU and like passing messages back and forth. But at this point, the Pakistanis they're also a nuclear nation. They're a nuclear armed nation. So you can't really have, like, in my opinion, you can't really have somebody that doesn't have teeth be mediating this shit, because who's gonna fucking listen to you? If fucking Saudi Arabia was gonna try, go fuck yourself. Iran tell them to go fuck themselves. Pakistan be like, listen, if both you motherfuckers don't sit down, we'll just nuke both of you. We don't give a fuck. All right. At the end of the day, that's something they could say. I'm not saying that they did that, but at the end of the day, I do think that if you're going to be a country that has, you got to have some bite to you. If you're going to be involved in mediations, you got to have some way of like putting your foot down and enforcing shit between the two parties, especially going against the United States. Because not that Pakistan would stand a fucking chance against us if we were to fight them, but they got nukes, and so that I don't think we would risk attacking a nuclear nation. No, because then you fucking run the risk of getting your ass nuked. So, or at least getting your buddies nuked in the area. So obviously, I don't think Israel fucking still doesn't like this shit. They don't want this to happen, and so now my personal theories and interpretations of what's possibly going to happen is that I think there's a pretty good fucking chance that Israel tries to assassinate Mujtaba Khomeini, the current Ayatollah, during at some point during this funeral stuff. Now, I've been talking to a lot of people, and they tell me, like, you're full of shit. Like, there's no way that Israel would risk that because they would fucking get annihilated. And yeah, that's probably true. Considering at this moment that we have a confirmation that Dmitry Medvedev, a very high-ranking political figure,
the former president of Russia,
right?
Before,
I don't know what he is now. I think he's the prime minister. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
The Russians do weird shit. They just flippity flop positions
because Putin was his prime minister and then he became
the president again.
Once again.
Yeah. So because of the term limits or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Medvedev's going there now. Who knows when? I don't know if he's going to be there on the 9th for the actual funeral thing, or if he's going to be there the whole week. And I guarantee you, I believe it has been confirmed that there are some Chinese diplomats going, some high-ranking Chinese officials going to attend this. I don't know who. They haven't said that, but I'm sure that they're going to. I'm sure the China is definitely sending someone that's expendable. The Pakistanis are going to send either their prime minister's going, the top Iraqi, officials are all going. So there's going to be a lot of fucking people there. So everybody, no, Israel would never blow some shit up. What?
You know what that is?
What?
You have enough presence of other foreign nations. It's like a buffer to prevent U.S. or even Israeli strikes for that moment. Because then it's like a declaration of war to have so many ambassadors represented in this tragic moment, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want to run the risk of accidentally killing Dmitry Medvedev.
Yeah.
Because then now you get the Russians involved. Mm-hmm. Now you get, if you accidentally kill a Chinese, now you get China involved. Mm-hmm. If you fucking kill one of the Pakistani people, then now Pakistan tells you to go fuck yourself. And if Israel's the one that does it, this is how you get like that 12-day war from like the 70s or whatever it was, the 30-day war, where all the Middle Eastern countries teamed up against Israel and went after them. Except this time, shit's different. Shit is different. These are not, and I'm probably going to catch shit for saying this, but there's a lot of people that think this. They are not just your average dress-wearing Middle Eastern goat fuckers anymore. That's what everybody thinks all these countries in the Middle East have become, or still are. Yes, that may have been true in the 70s and the 80s.
That's not a stereotype. You're saying
I'm saying that people.
That's
what our general like military belief is of how they fucking are. Yeah. That they're just goat fuck. I think Pete Hegseth actually fucking said that the other day.
Yeah.
They're just camel fuckers or something like that.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past him.
So that is the mentality, which that is not the case at all. Especially when it comes to the Iranians. This is the remnant and the heirs to the Persian Empire. These people have been around. They're not just some fucking, dirty ass camel fuckers as they call them. All right, this is a civilization with deep history, with deep learning, with a lot more shit that we're giving them credit for.
And at this point, a healthy amount of resilience, especially for this.
Yeah.
Skirmish.
Right.
Whatever. Yeah.
They've been able to withstand the might of the United States military. All they had to do to win was survive. And guess what? They survived. All we had to do was eliminate them to win, and we did not do that. So they're still there. They're still standing. And now, today, we offered them, today is being Thursday, July 2nd, we have offered the Iranians more money. We've tried to buy them out to open the Strait of Hormuz. And they said, go fuck yourself. We're not fucking doing that. And so now we've reached this deadlock. And if we look at what's been going on in the Middle East, if we look at yes, there were some orders put out like last week or the week before to begin withdrawing troops from the area. But guess what we're doing now? We just sent back in the USS Boxer, which is an amphibious assault craft. So it was there, it left, now it's on its way back, which carries, I think, 3,000 or 5,000 Marines on it to conduct land amphibious invasions. That's the whole point of that ship. We're sending that back over there again. We're sending more C-17s with shit that's being ferried over there. We've been sending shit over there for the last, how long has this MOU been in effect? Like 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks maybe now? I don't know. The whole time the ceasefire's been going on, we've been sending shit over there and rearming and re-upping everything. We've recycled and re-put out all of the ships that were in the region, the aircraft carriers. We supposedly re-outfitted them, armed them. We've resupplied. We've switched out sailors for new, fresh ones. There's some shit going on heading over there. And I think that the spark that kicks all this off, I guess, as you could say, is going to be some sort of assassination or an assassination attempt on Mojtaba Khomeini during this funeral thing. Now, they don't have to do it at the fucking funeral itself. They could do it in the lead up to it. There's a whole 5 days worth of opportunity that they could use to do this, right? There's also a multitude of options that they have. They don't have to just launch a fucking missile at them to blow them up. You remember the whole pager fucking thing? Who knows what crazy shit the Israelis have come up with? You got to give them credit. If it's one thing that they do, it's come up with crazy shit. There is a missile that they have that is it's like a Hellfire missile that they've modified into having a laser guided thing on the front of it, and it has no explosive charge on it. It's got these like blades that pop out, and it spins, and it's this, I don't know, I think it's like a 4 foot or a 3 foot radius that these blades stick out in total around the missile. And they have used this already. There's plenty of images online that they've used this to assassinate people, and they've done it in cars. What?
What do the blades do?
So the missile is here. I'll just find it on here so I can show you real quick. Let's see, missile. The blade missile. Yeah, the AGM-114R9X is a highly specialized non-explosive variant of a Hellfire missile, nicknamed the Ninja Bomb or Flying Ginsu. It relies on kinetic energy and 6 pop-out sword-like blades that shred targets, ensuring extreme precision and minimizing civilian casualties. So this is basically what it is right here. They said these blades stick out, and they're just like swords. Like super sharp swords that stick out. And they've used this on cars. There's images where they've assassinated the passenger and the driver was fine. Like, that's how precision this fucking thing is. Like, you could kill somebody sitting in a car next to you and you could just be fine. They've done it in apartment complexes, and they've used it where they shot this missile into there, and the fucking people in the apartment next door had no fucking idea that this even happened. So there is, and I will say this too, what a fucking message that sends. If you do this at where all these other leaders are, and Mujtaba Khomeini is sitting there next to Dmitry Medvedev and some other Chinese high-ranking official, and all of a sudden Mujtaba turns to pink mist and the other two guys are still alive, holy shit, what message do you fucking send? Now, I think that's still tantamount to just, you might as well have just blown them all up with a missile, because it's going to be the same result. The Chinese and the Russians are gonna say, all right, these motherfuckers are out of control. We have to do something about this. And that's when you get everybody ganging up on fucking Israel. And you also get the Iranians not relenting. There will be no relenting. There will be no mercy. Just like we have said now, Pete Hegseth announced, I think yesterday, that the United States military is taking a no quarter, no mercy approach, and any prisoners that they capture during wartime will just be executed immediately. That we're essentially not taking prisoners during wartime. That's a hell of a statement to make, that we're just not going to take fucking prisoners. We're just killing everybody we come across. Yeah, the U.S. military is starting to be allowed to become unhinged, as they say. And yes, that can be very dangerous, but in this current state of warfare, I don't think that also really matters anymore. With drones and all this horse shit, and now that we have this potential flashpoint that could happen this week in the next 5-6 days, who the fuck knows?
I would defer in saying that there's too much at stake by having this
funeral
go down with an assassination, that there would be too many countries involved, and if there's collateral damage, that you don't want it to escalate into a World War scenario like in World War I when Archduke Franz Ferdinand got murdered and escalated to a global calamity situation.
Yeah. And Archduke Franz Ferdinand was, as we've said before, a historical equivalent of a nobody.
Yeah.
This would be the straight leader of a country. Like, that is, and one of which his father was previously assassinated 5 months ago.
Yep.
And they've tried to kill him as well. So if they do it, it's over. And everybody says shit about, Israel's never going to do that because they would just cease to exist. They would just be wiped off the planet. Maybe. But also maybe not, because they also got nukes too. So, is Israel just going to play the card of, sure, you guys want to attack us, we'll just fucking nuke you. We don't give a fuck. We got enough nukes. We got enough nukes to take you all down, to fuck you guys up pretty good. You might wipe us out, but you guys are going to be fucking paying the cost of this for decades to come, maybe even centuries. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, I think the Israelis are crazy enough to do some shit like this. I think that they have their own set of goals, they clearly have their own set of morals and standards onto how they operate. They have no problem killing civilians. They have no problem, essentially doing genocides. I don't think that they would have a problem nuking civilian cities if their quote-unquote existence was ever threatened. That's all they have to say. There is no real good defense against a nuclear weapon. So I think maybe they take the risk and just go, we're going to bluff our way through this. And if somebody starts trying to say shit, we'll just send them a nice little email and say, hey, you guys want to do anything to us? We got Moscow, we got Beijing targeted. We're just going to launch fucking nuclear weapons at you. And what are you going to do then? Because, okay, cool, you wipe out Israel. Okay, well, you still got to deal with the problems you're going to have with all this nuclear radiation and all this shit. And I'm sure Israel has some shit that's like the real dirty fucking stuff too, that fucking leaves stuff for a long time, that irradiates shit. I'm sure they've got some real bad stuff locked up that they are just waiting to use. So who knows? I could be wrong. I think that Israel does try to do some shit at this thing. I don't think they're just going to sit down and just be like, okay, yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good to let them have their funeral. They've, over the last decade, I believe that they have assassinated and done assassinations at funerals. That's like their thing. They love doing that shit. They've done that in shit tons of countries where, cool, they blew up a bunch of guys and then they're like, oh, cool, we didn't get the ones that we wanted. So like once they do their funerals, then we'll get the guys we wanted. And that's exactly what they do. They kill those dudes. So like, this is what they do. So all the people that are saying that's not within the realm of possibility, oh, it very much is. Now, is it likely to happen or unlikely? That I don't fucking know. I think it's more likely than not that they're going to at least try something. So, anyways, I just hope that for everybody's fucking sanity and our own sake of peace, I hope that they don't do this. But I'm not optimistic that they're going to hold back. I feel like they're going to do some shit. But anyways, so that's what's coming up this next week on the weekend. This funeral procession starts on July 4th, like the wake or whatever. So from July 4th on through till the end of the 9th, that's the hot period that potentially this thing could all just fucking come unglued. And personally, I kind of think that that's why both sides did agree to this little ceasefire for quote unquote 60 days. I don't think they both needed 60 days. I think they really both needed maybe like 30 or 40, which I'm trying to remember. If I'm trying to remember, when was the MOU signed? It was signed on June 14th to the 15th. It was when it was signed, when their ceasefire kind of started. So we're getting into the 9th. We're getting into that 30-day period where it's like, okay, cool. They had that enough time to kind of rearm and chill and reload. Now you have guys working around the clock to get this shit done for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, I think we could see a very, very quick resumption to this war. So, anyways, I think that's all I had. Did you have anything else you wanted to add? No? All right. All right, cool. Well, anyways, thank you guys for listening. We greatly appreciate it. If you want to check us out, you know where to go. Check out all our bullshit on everything. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Anyways, with that being said, we'll call it a day and we'll see you guys on the next one. Obviously, if some shit happens, we'll be back to talk about it, but who knows?
Hey, and if it does break out, we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, we'll all be dead. You won't hear from us again because we'll all be dead. So, good luck.
That was the latest episode of the Central Unintelligence Podcast. Don't forget, subscribe and like on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine. We're also on Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Also our website, www.GameRageMagazine.com.